The trick to keeping the moisture in is using paper towels. Now, just normal paper towels, whatever you have available there. I will admit that if you were doing multiple varieties, as I have here, it would be much more difficult to get this to lay flat, and you have to cut all the pieces. But if you're doing flats like we are, or rows of specific varieties, then it's very easy. So what happens here is you can bottom water and let the water wick up. That's when you fill the bottom of the tray, and over the course of an hour it will gradually wick itself up through natural progressions. And then if there is more water laying in the tray, you want to drain that out. If it's dry, add some more water until the cells are completely saturated. If you do not drain that off, it sets in there and it actually can cause problems, and it's like a bog. It's going to begin to rot the seeds because there's no drying capabilities, because it's just saturated like a heavy wet sponge. So we got this laid out. All we're going to do is just take water. We've got some compost tea here, and we're just going to water the paper towel and to hold it in place. This also, if you don't want to bottom water, this also is a great way to distribute the water evenly and not have to worry about blowing the seeds out of the cells in which you have just planted. So we've got this hydrated there. Now the comment has been made, well, this develops mold. Not necessarily, not in the instances that we have found, because we're in a home environment, 68, 72 degrees. We don't have that mugginess like you might have in a bathroom. If you do seem to find that this has mold, you can always incorporate a fan or air circulation so stuff is not stagnant. Now, after about a couple of hours or a half a day, the paper towel will dry out, but it will create like a crust. And these are the eggplants that we did a couple of weeks ago. And you can see here, I'll pull this up, it's a crust. It's very dry, but the soil underneath is still very moist. If we would leave this off, in a day's time, this would all dry out, this top layer, and it continue to evaporate out. But by having this paper towel here, even though the paper towel is not wet or soggy or holding any moisture, it's preventing the evaporation of this moisture in the seed, inside there, and keeping that moisture next to the seed so the seed can germinate. So just a little trick that we picked up. And then other people will say, what about the chemicals in the paper towel? That's at your discretion.
For more information, please visit thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.